Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, so headed to Nakano for another watch hunt. This gentleman is looking to get a GMT 16710. I think everybody wants one of those. Or a bluesy. That would be a 16613 two-tone bluesy Submariner. But I think he's leaning more towards the GMT Master 2. So we'll see what he gets. And are we gonna get a new color schemed GMT? That's the question. And the reason I bring this up is because Danny over at Coronet, great blog, he often checks out the patents, and you can learn a lot about patents. In fact, I'll just throw one out, a little tangent here, kind of interesting, but Rolex actually has gone deeper into anti-magnetic territory. Now, their modern watches are so anti-magnetic that they pretty much kill the Milgauss, but they've gone further, and so basically more anti-magnetic than anything you can imagine. So is the Milgauss going to come back? Maybe, all right? I wouldn't be surprised. It left the catalog once, came back again, and I think it does have a place. Rolex likes to push things to the extreme. I mean, think about their 50 millimeter deep sea challenge, right? Nobody's going to actually take that watch that deep, but it's just to see what they can do. And I think they might want to do the same thing with this newfound anti-magnetic resistance. So new Milgauss on the way, maybe. All right, but that was a side tangent there. Danny found that with the process that they patented for making the red and black bicolored bezel, I'm sure you've heard about this, right? Coke on the way. Well, they can also do an orange and a red. And in the patent, they state that, and I don't know if they're talking about the latter or both, but they say it's got a very attractive appearance. And maybe it's attractive enough that they're thinking, hey, you know, maybe the world needs an orange and red GMT Master 2, which would be amazing. Now, Danny did a mock-up on Photoshop, and it looks beautiful. And he has a couple different variations. Now, this is something I never really noticed, but Danny was right. He pointed out that the darker colors on the bicolored bezels are on top, and the lighter colors are on the bottom. So I don't know what would be on the top, what would be on the bottom. Would it be orange? Would it be red? I guess red is technically a little darker, but I think this is my favorite. And it would be really interesting if they discontinued the Pepsi and discontinued the BLNR and then came out with the Coke and this. And the interesting thing is, I think this would take the place of the Pepsi in the sense that everybody would want it. It's so different and unique and a novel color scheme, and I think it's absolutely beautiful, although a little bit much, maybe. Not sure if I'd want to wear it every day. And I think the Coke would take the place of the BLNR, meaning it would be sought after. You couldn't find them in stores, but it wouldn't hit the level of insanity that this would. So anyway, let me know what you think about this, and let's see if we can get this viewer into a GMT Master 2. All right, so first overall decision that Chris needed to make was whether to go for a pre-ceramic or a ceramic GMT. Now, he likes the 116710 LN because of the thickness. He likes kind of big, meaty watches, but it's a little bit shiny. The polished middle links is just kind of blingy. And I got the feeling he wanted something a little understated because of safety concerns. So the brush bracelet and the aluminum insert of the 16710, I think, made it a little bit more wearable in his opinion. And he also liked the 120 click bezel as opposed to the 24 click bezel of the ceramic piece. Configuration wise, he didn't want anything with lug holes, so that limited his choices to late 2002 Y serials or onward. Now this is a D serial. You can see it's got a really nice polish. It's had 2 RSC services, And it came with the documentation and the service cards, box papers, hang tags, everything. Again, this is a D serial from 2005, 2006, and a unique aspect of it, it's got a stick dial instead of the traditional Roman numerals, so that makes it all the more special. You can see the polishing there, excellent, as you would expect from RSC. If you're gonna have a polish, do it at RSC. Look at it, it's sharp, it's crisp, it's balanced, and third-party polishers don't always get that right. Sometimes they polish watches where they need to be polished. You get a lack of balance, you get a softness and a rounding. And I'm not saying all third-party polishers do that, but you know RSC is going to get it right. Some more footage of the ceramic all black. Note the engraved rehaut, which the 16710s never ever had, even the later ones with the 3186 movement. Now, Chris's wife was with us, and she had hopes for a 28mm two-tone Datejust with a diamond chocolate dial, and this was a candidate, but this watch was from 2010, and she really wanted a brand new piece. All right, back to Chris. We found another D serial, this one also a stick dial, and it's got a really nice polish. I think it's been polished once, certainly a contender, but that left lug has a ding in it. You can't put metal back and you'll never be able to polish that out. So I think that previous D serial was better, especially considering this was more expensive. It did come with all the documentation and the tags, but it didn't come with a box. We found this watch for Chris's wife and it was absolutely perfect. It's a brand new piece, just a couple of months old. She also considered this, but didn't like the star diamonds as much as the previous piece. And so she did go for that previous piece, and here she is getting the explanation about how to wear a mechanical watch. Of course, it's box and papers, and really has never had a previous owner. I think the warranty card was registered just a couple months ago, and she's paying for it there, and it was just a couple of thousand USD over retail. Considering it's a modern piece, that's not too bad. Here it is on her wrist. It looks beautiful, and she was super happy to get it. It fits her perfectly, so this is a great choice. We circle back around to that initial D serial. Chris pulled the trigger on it, and you can see the tags right there. It was born an LN, so it was born in all black. I think in the future he'll probably get the other bezel colors and maybe even a Jubilee bracelet, but there's the stack of cash, and there are the service cards, and you can see the papers there, and you can also see the tags. So it's a beautiful full set. I'm not sure if the box is original or not, but if not, that's not a big deal. That can be replaced, unlike everything in this shot aside from that tag on the right. And that's what adds to the value of this watch. All of this documentation and provenance that's unique to it. As I mentioned, Chris likes the understated aspect of the all black, but was considering a Coke as well. And I'm sure in the future he'll want to add all of the bezel inserts. That's just a portal that I think all 167one owners want to go through at some point in their ownership. And when he does, he'll be able to get period correct bezel inserts from RSC. That's one of the advantages of going for a later 16710, because he doesn't have to search out a fat font serifed insert. He can get the period correct insert directly from RSC. Here they're fitting the watch to Chris. He had a link taken out and then put back in just to get it perfect, and there it is, just the right balance of tightness and looseness. And she is explaining the jump hour hand and the 2 time zones, and there's a couple ways to use these 16710s. Unlike the GMTs of the past where you couldn't separate the 24-hour hand and the local hour hand. So you can use it kind of like an Explorer 2, or you can use it like a traditional Rolex GMT, or do what I do, use it like a GMT Master 2 is supposed to be used, and set that 24-hour hand to Greenwich Mean Time, use the bezel for other time zones, and then when you travel abroad, use that jump hour hand to set your local time. Here it is on the wrist. It looks great Chris was wearing an Apple Watch when he met up with me, and I gotta say, I think his coolness factor has increased by about 500%. All right, guys, so here are the two watches that viewer one and his wife got. So we got a ladies Datejust here, 28 millimeter chocolate dial, kind of hard to see there with diamonds, and a GMT Master 2 D serial 16710 stick dial, box, papers, service cards, tags, everything. I'm gonna ask you one question. Dear viewer, are you happy with your purchase?
Very happy. Thank you, Austin.
Very happy. Appreciate it.
It was
Thank
fun,
you.
man. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
He came, he saw, and he got an awesome watch. And he got one for his wife, too. So enjoy, guys. It was great meeting you. And viewers, thank you for watching. Let Chris know what you think about his watch. Let his wife know what you think about her watch. Take care, and I'll see you next time.